I have the daily graphic here. We'll just get it right into it. EVAT in limbo. Retail outlets suck economy dry. Nation loses billions in revenue. This thing is fascinating to me because, you know, in Ghana we give instructions,
right,
and then we go back and we go and rest and sleep, hoping that everybody will follow the instructions we give instead of consistent. Because as soon as this e-levy thing was set, this EVAT thing was set, the next month people have started monitoring and making sure people are paying. 18 months later, they said that people haven't been paying. Okay, no problem. It's Ghana that we are. Well, be bold to publish findings, Attorney General tells African investigative bodies. And system failure delays voter registration. Of course, we know the voter registration began this week, and unfortunately, it looks like some systemic issues have slowed down the progress. But yesterday afternoon, they said they sorted out all the issues and everything was back to normal. On the back page, we have Greater Accra RegSec declares Ramsar site security zone. It's now a quick comment on this one. I think, you know, Henry Quartey actually began this whole thing of the clearing the Ramsar sites and making sure people don't build in there. But again, his hands were tied, you know, the powers that be, whoever those powers are, you know, so I'm wishing Titus Glover well in the new effort to try and clear, because it's important. It's for us, it's our own safety, okay, as a country. All right.
All right, on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have help us deal with land guards, sun winners, Blue Skies management appeals to president. Gomwafete chief condemns killing of soldier at Kaswa. New force leader launches 100 million Ghana cedis crowdfunding to support electioneering, yeah, and limited voters registration commencement experiences hiccups, and stop premium undercutting to sustain industry, and that's by the Commissioner of Insurance.
All right, so we have the new finder, and it says here, Baumia's policies good for present, next generations. Ahafu Chiefs speaking up there. President assures Blue Skies of government support. Two busted for attempting to smuggle 130 bags of cocoa beans to Togo. And we have network failure galore. Prospective first-time voters disappointed. Those are the headlines on the front page of the New Finder. And
the headlines on the front page of the Chronicle. Don't vote for Mahama. He will destroy my legacy. And that's by the President, Nana Akufo-Addo. And Ahafo will massively endorse Bawumia. That's by the Omahene. MPP loyal ladies want women as running mate. CDD Ghana disappointed in how Cecilia Dapa's case is being handled. And Proverbs 14:11, that's the scripture for today. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish.
All right. Now, the Republic Press has these headlines. OSP Iyoko caught in crossfire over Cecilia Dapa's case. Nana takes down Mahama, calls on Ghanaians to reject him. I've got about 30 policies to my name. Mahama has none. Bawumia speaking. Man burns himself to death after attempting to strangle wife at Abeka. Remember, that's a story we talked about that yesterday. Eastern Region, anti-cocoa smuggling task force impounds 130 bags of cocoa at Mpraeso. And we have in Ashanti Region, poor drainage systems pose threat to residents of Ebuakwa Dadiase. All right, that's it.
All right, on the front page of the Herald, 80-year-old Akufo-Addo sleepless over legacy and immortality, labels Mahama a threat. And the National Peace Council compromised its neutrality at 2020 polls, says Esiedu Nketia, Generate Pesa White and Rojo. GIPC financial woes blamed on mismanagement. Special prosecutor exposes AG and Iyoko's deception. Suggests Mami Tiwa didn't work on Cecilia Dapa's docket. Defense witness still dismantling cocoa board trial. Challenges prosecution's description of Lithowit.
All right. I have a new publisher, and it says here, government fast-tracks process to return vested lands. We have zero tolerance for corruption. 8 new laws pop up under Nanado government. Minority question $240 million African Games expenditure. All right, so that's it for the new publisher.
All right, on the front page of the Daily Guide, the big one here, Mahama will run down Ghana. And that's by the President Akufo-Addo. You have good policies that have for Chiefs to Bahumia, and Information Minister Designate visits Daily Guide. Voter registration takes off after initial hitches.
All right, so the custodian is next, and it says here, EC begins voter registration exercise. It says establish local enterprises to replace relocated companies, AGI to government. I'll be a decisive leader, Bawumia assures Ghanaians. Says Ghana's future lies beyond cocoa and gold. So those are the headlines on the custodian.
All right, on the headlines on the Ghanaian publisher, Iyoko fires another salvo at OSP. NPP loyal ladies prefer female as running mate. I have for Chiefs endorsed Bahumia's agenda. I cannot hand over to Mahama, says Akufo-Addo. Mohammed Ali writes the role of succession planning in promoting brand resilience and sustainable growth.
All right, the Informer has these headlines. It says, competence informed my choice, Bawumia declares. Okay. But okay, has he made a choice? Okay, the story is there, so on page 4 of the Informer, so you can go and see. And high taxes killing foreign and local businesses, government told. I survive on golden stool, not bribe, Otunfo proclaims. Cecilia Dapar case, Iyoko runs away, OSP sets record straight. And we have Serene Insurance touts achievements as fastest growing company and outdoors new corporate cloth.
All right, and my last paper here is the Inquisitor, Cecilia Dapar's investigation. OSP exposes AG's lies, and UPSA names Professor Mensa Mauto as incoming Vice Chancellor. Soldier's killer is influence peddler, has no links with IGP and others. Commonwealth Regional Anti-Graft heads brainstorm in Accra. And lastly, Cocoa Bar trial. Dr. Arthur was part of CRIG's Citi CM that passed Lithowit as liquid fertilizer. Witness recount.
My final paper is the Accra Times, and it says here, Sayo, pay Zoom Lion. Workers cry out as they appeal to Nana Akufo-Addo. It says here, Bawumia extols Jinapo at the commissioning of the Piatti housing project for his sterling leadership qualities. And it says, hold government accountable for critical environmental issues. John Mahama is urging the media. All right. And it says, Paul Esikisimi goes home. All right. So that's it for the printed papers. We have some online stories.
All right, some online stories. Let's head to citynewsroom.com. You can join us as we go through the headlines. And the headlines here. Attorney General appeals for live coverage of anti-LGBTQ bill proceedings. Top trending stories. Ashanti region. RegSec forms task force to clear Kumasi of stray cattle. Non-functioning street lights. UPSA students assured of safety. Société Générale exit will hurt Ghana's economy and worsen unemployment. And that's by Dr. Etua Hene. And Cocoa Board impounds 130 bags of smuggled cocoa at Mpra Eso.
Yeah. All right. Let's give you a few more headlines. We didn't violate any law in auctioning BVDs, the EC insists. Limited voter registration, resolve all issues to ensure smooth process. MPP to the EC. I'd apologize to Ghanaians if I were Akufo-Addo. Nilante Van der Poel is talking. PAC gives AMA 2-week ultimatum to produce missing 110,000 Ghana cedis. And Akufo-Addo pledges support for local manufacturing companies. Cecilia Dapa probe. We provided Iyoko with every necessary information. And let me do one more. Election 2024. Ghanaians will vote to erase Akufo-Addo's horrifying legacy. And that's coming from Van der Poel. I'm sure it's Nilante speaking there. All right, well, very interesting stories today. I don't know if any of them jumps out at you necessarily.
Well, I was thinking about the Attorney General appeal to live coverage of anti-LGBTQ bills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to delve into that?
Yes, let's just go through it a bit.
Okay.
So the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Adame, has appealed to the Chief Justice to allow live coverage of proceedings related to the Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bills, commonly referred to as the anti-LGBTQ bill. In a letter addressed to the Chief Justice, the Attorney General said the significant public interest surrounding the anti-gay bill was the basis for the request. Respectfully, in view of the public interest in the cases concerning the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024, the bill in bracket, I would like to recommend that the media, including radio and television, be given full access to the relevant courts to undertake a coverage of all proceedings in those cases concerning the bill. The cases under reference are as follows. Supreme Court 1, Dr. Amanda Odoi versus the Speaker of Parliament, and another, and in bracket, suit number J113-2023, and 2, Richard Delaskai versus the Parliament of Ghana, and another, and in bracket, suit number J19-2024. High Court 1, Mr. Paul Boamesefa versus the Speaker of Parliament, and another, and then in bracket, suits number D45SF 129-2023, and 2, Prince Obiri Korang versus the Attorney General, suit number J118-2021. It is my respectful view that the transparency to be engendered by a coverage of the proceedings will be in the best interest of the administration of justice. Yeah. So, Kweku, like, what are your thoughts on this? But I feel like, yes, that it should actually be, publicized. Like, let us all see what's going on. I agree because it's of really public interest and it's causing a lot of friction among the citizens.
And we don't want to feel as if anything underhand has happened,
Exactly.
And so if the Ghanaians in general feel this way, let's see the proceedings, let's see everything.
And let's understand where everybody's coming from.
Yeah. Well, it's time for sports. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we have MTN FA Cup stories, and the Lagos Stadium will host the final of this year's MTN FA Cup competition in June. Now, the 11,000-seater stadium was one of the venues for the African Games in March. Now, the decision was announced by the chairman of the MTN FA Cup committee, Wilson Arthur, and he stated that initially the new look T and A stadium in Takwa was considered for the semis. However, the rehabilitation works were delayed, and so the committee chose the Wafa Park in Sogakope. Staying with the FA Cup, and the semi-finals will be played this weekend between Instructraman and Legon Cities on Saturday, and Bofakwa and Dreams FCs on Sunday.
All right, so UCL semis, German side Dortmund booked their place in the final of the UEFA Champions League after beating Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 in their second leg semi-final played in Paris. Dortmund held a 1-0 lead from the first leg, and they extended it thanks to the goal from Matt Hummels in the second half. Paris Saint-Germain hit the woodwork so many times during the match as they sought a way back into the game, but it was not meant to be for them. For Dortmund, they are going to play in their third UEFA Champions League final following appearances in 1997 and 2013. Tonight, the second semi-final will be decided in Spain as Real Madrid and Bayern Munich face off with the tie locked at 2-2.
All right, fantastic. Well, that's it for Sports Review this morning.